Welcome to another episode of Video Game Palooza. And today, we've got another special episode where something near and dear to my heart is we are going to focus and profile Empress Reign, who is actually in real life my wife, Kara. And we're really excited to have this profile because, as you'll learn, she is not what you would call a typical gamer, which is really so important. And would I have ever thought, when we met so many years ago, that I'd ever be sitting here doing an episode and talking about the great things she's doing as an avid Immortal player in our clan. So I think you're really going to enjoy this. Like I said, it's really about her. We're going to learn about her background, and more importantly, what attracted her to this game. Welcome again to the show. And what did you think about that first show we had with Helene and kind of how that went?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, she's just incredible. She's inspiring. And I think that it just went absolutely perfectly. And, to start off with her is just, it couldn't have gone better. And I think the feedback has just been wonderful. Anyone that has watched that has just had such compliments, and I think that was the way to start it off because she's a rock star.
Absolutely.
Well, just a little background on me. Born and raised in Indiana. I'm an only child. I did not grow up gaming at all. I think the only thing I was allowed to play as a child was Oregon Trail and maybe a little Super Mario Brothers, Tetris, and maybe Pac-Man. So totally not a gamer at all. And then, when the little apps came out on your phones.
Did you say Oregon Trail?
Oregon Trail. And that was when first computers came out, and I was allowed to do that because my mom and dad found it educational. So yeah, nothing in my background had anything to
do. And your mom and dad obviously weren't gamers either, right?
Absolutely.
So it's not, 'cause as an only child, you didn't have a bunch of brothers and sisters that were gamers in your family.
No, not at all. I'm actually the 25th educator in my family. So this was seen as not a worthwhile activity. Outside of getting my degree at IU and then getting my master's at National Louis University in education. And my degrees at IU were French, history, and political science. I have then since gone on to become a certified dream manager and a life coach. But as a dream manager, I think that's really an interesting question because I have a lot of passions. One of them's food. And between you and me, you always say that I have 1 million taste buds and you have about 100.
Oh, yeah. Bobby Flay, all those shows.
I love to watch cooking shows. I love to cook. And there's several people in the clan. We actually in Discord sit there and talk about cooking and recipes and have started to share them, which is kind of fun.
Did you even find an egg, something with eggs?
Yeah, egglets. Yeah. So I got because it's really hard to peel the hard-boiled eggs, especially when your 6-year-old wants 4 of them at a time. But that's one thing. I love to travel, and I have seen a lot of the world with my mother, who I've lost both of my parents, which was really hard because I was extremely close with them. But that's one thing. Galadriel and I love to travel. We go to Cabo quite a lot. In fact, we are going to go and renew our vows in October, and
for the third
time. Again, as a blended family, we thought that it was really important for the boys to see recommitment And so we decided that every 5 years we were going to alternate reproposing and renewing our vows. Anywho, that's a little bit about that. So travel, languages, cooking, those are some things that I'm really passionate about outside of Diablo Immortal. And education. I feel like you can never learn enough. And obviously, family is most important. I love my friends, but I love spending time with my kids and my husband, mostly.
Okay, and so, when you actually, this is right before we're getting married, when I came to you and said, hey, Kara, we've got, 5 of the top professional Halo teams in esports coming to live with us, because we had a company that we bought called the LAN Network, and this is, probably about 2012 or so, about 2012 when esports.
Yeah.
So why don't you just share, because this was your very first introduction into professional gaming, organized gaming, and esports. So what'd you think?
Let's see, am I really going to marry you? No, I said the boys need to go be with their mom because I didn't want them exposed to that at all.
Not that you were making any prejudgments on any of the people
yes,
coming.
I was. I told my parents they needed to come help me because now my image of what was coming to live with us, completely prejudging. I thought it would be a bunch of people who hadn't showered, that only drank energy drinks and lived on their couches, and that was my image of a professional esports player. So we set up 16 Xboxes in a room, and surprisingly, that's not what showed up. They were, it's a 4v4 with a coach behind them, and they went to town. We set up, like the streaming and whatever. So I still, at this point, they were very polite, but I sat down watching them compete. And when another player was sitting next to me, and he said, Kara, what do you see? And I'm like, well, they're shooting each other. It's stupid. And he said, well, actually, they're playing capture the flag. So this is where I took my mom hat off and I put on my teacher hat. And so I went, well, there's teamwork, there's leadership, there's sportsmanship, well, there's hand-eye coordination, there's strategy, there's, like everything that you would see on a football field or on a basketball court or any of that. And I thought, okay, all right. I was judging. And then they'd get off of there and they'd go outside and actually play basketball, or they'd do yoga, or they'd go to the gym and lift weights, and they were asking for organic foods and things like that. And actually, the guy that was sitting next to me, for anyone that's watching this, was actually Ninja. So anyone now that
you mean the Ninja?
The Ninja.
It's Fortnite. 50 million subscribers.
So
but this was before he was Fortnite, right? He was a Halo pro.
He was a Halo pro. So, like right now, when I speak to kids, which I actually do as an advocate for professional gaming.
Yeah, and I'm going to put something in the screen so the viewers could see 5,000 students that we had in front of us in the Pacers NBA arena in the IPS schools.
And
it was amazing.
I'm sitting here next to professional female basketball players and lights out. Chris lights out. Lytle. Thank you.
From Indiana University.
From Indiana, which is where we both went to school. But they're all talking about sportsmanship and anti-bullying and all those things. And I tell this story, and the second I'm talking, I say Ninja. Silence.
Yeah, I mean, so it's really, you had a big indoctrination, right? From 5 professional Halo teams, including Ninja, coming to live with us, speaking in front of large groups. And then why don't you share, when we opened our esports and gaming center, there was a ton of parents that would come up to you all the time. And what kind of stuff were they asking you?
Well, yeah, I mean, we had the largest gaming center in the country, like 80 seats at the time. And, the parents would, they would almost walk past it. It was in a basketball facility. But if I would stand out there, they would stop and say, what is this? We would hold tournaments. There was one mom after I'd just been on the news, and in the Indianapolis Business Journal, she came in and she said, I need to talk to Kara. And she said, I want you to know that you changed my relationship with my son. And I said, I did. And she said, before I used to say to him, stop playing. And now I look at him and I say, have you practiced today? Because she said, I now know that he has an opportunity to go to college and get a scholarship, because now there's so many universities out there that are offering college scholarships, which is a really cool thing to be able to change these relationships with parents and their children. But it's educating the parents of the values of it. Even with our own kids, at one point, our boys were playing WoW and Diablo when they were really little. And I think that there has to be a balance because, before I came into their lives, they hadn't learned to ride a bike or some of those things. And, I was like, oh, wait, time out. And so, I think there are some limits, when they're little. So, at one point I said, okay, you do have limits. And so they started to play some other games like NBA 2K and things like that, Madden. So like our eldest son, he learned to appreciate basketball and football through the game. He actually learned them and actually just graduated from Indiana University with a sports marketing degree. So I think that there's also those wonderful things that you can learn.
I have been playing Diablo since Diablo 2, Diablo 3, and now Diablo 4, and started playing this new game called Immortal. So yeah, but the interesting thing, I've been playing games for forever since I was young, and never actually been in a clan before, or a team. So it was new to me being on Discord as well, somebody that's been in the game industry for many years. So it was definitely new.
Yeah. And truthfully, it kind of annoyed me because you would sit there and...
Wait, me annoy you? Come on. No way.
Yeah.
No
well,
way.
because
never. How could I ever
take your
annoy
phone
you?
everywhere, and you'd always be on it, and I didn't understand what you were doing.
Oh wait, did you say understand? Oh, so you had a lack of education. Okay, so that's a good note. So lack of education. Good.
Yes, it was a lack of education, but you take it to restaurants and everywhere you go.
I think I did a shadow war while watching a movie a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah. But, truthfully, like when I started like chit-chatting with everyone, and truthfully, I felt like I was becoming friends. But then, I started fishing. And then, then all of a sudden a few weeks later, we're immortals. And so I was like, oh, better get on my game. And then, I think what was so special is that you become friends, especially when you're in Discord. And then everybody was so willing to help me. And I think that was like the most special thing ever. And I think that's what made me love this. And so you go into a chat room and you can sit there and talk.
Yeah. It's like a big open conference call.
Yeah.
Like I said, for people like my mom or somebody that doesn't know what in the world Discord is.
But the benefits of it are, so like BG Datenight, when we go there at night to do...
And it's super fun.
To do Battleground, is that you can sit there and, where we say, kill your friends. Again, this is all in fun. You run around and you can hear each other, and it's like, oh, don't come after me. Don't do this. Don't do that. And it's a bunch of...
And there's plenty of adult language.
Yes,
we're not saying anything. We're not saying Helene or any other people mentioning her just since she was on the show.
Right.
I've never heard a swear word out of Helene on BG Datenight. Never.
No.
I'm not a, Empress. Sometimes mistaken you as a sailor pirate language.
Oh, come on.
Hey, I'm just making it real here.
But
yeah.
But the thing about
we'll publish some of those.
The thing about Discord is that there's also different rooms where you also can post things, that you can send messages, and it also is beneficial for your clan. So for like Shadow Wars and other things, you can go on there, even if you are not chatty like me, you can go in there, you can mute yourself, but like in a Shadow War, you can get directions, and there's so many benefits of this. And like within the clans, you're kind of required to go into Discord, but it doesn't mean that you have to talk if you are not a chatty person. And I think that that's one of the things that people forget, is that if you're shy, it doesn't matter, but you do have to listen, and that's the thing that's important. But when you try it, it's really fun because it's not your face, and it gives.
Who would want to see your face? Anyway.
Oh, come on!
I mean, seriously, who would ever want to see your face?
Oh, you know what? Bite me.
Whoa! Beep! I got to get a beep on that one. but sorry. That is a main point, Empress, that we're having in our clan, which is almost 100 people. Not everybody in the clan is in Discord for different reasons. And I think you just hit on something there, because I've heard other people in the clan say that we've got a big population. I would easily say, what did you say, half, if not more, of the people that play in our clan, we've never heard of any of them, meaning in the course of this. So I think that's one of the reasons why we're making this, because there are real people behind these, and it's no serial killers or people are gonna hunt you down, but it's just basically a good way to communicate, because describe, not my words, yours, is you're in a team, a group of people that you have to communicate, and if you don't communicate, it's kind of hard to play this game.
Well, and it's actually written in I can't remember what the word is, the rules, the clan laws or whatever, that you are required to go into it, like for Shadow Wars and whatnot, PvE, because you have to get the directions, and you have to be able to communicate.
Well, give somebody like that, maybe in this in our clan or another clan or in some game specifically. And we could explain a little bit more with Shadow Wars, but explain you, and I've got your picture up on the screen behind you, Empress Reign, because you're a Crusader, but explain as brief as you can why it's important for people like John and Helene and Omri to organize with Discord, because otherwise, if you could explain that, how it's like a team getting ready for a game, right?
Well, I mean, it's a lot of work for them to do that, because when they don't know who's going to show up, for instance, you and I are in two different clans, and you're in Ascension, and you guys have a lot,
almost 190.
Yeah, and I'm in Hellfire, and when we only have about 23 per se that showed up at a particular one, you don't know. I mean, is the Crusader going to be there? How many Demon Hunters? How many Monks? How many this? And you got to set it up. So for those leaders that are trying to organize who's going in main, who's going to go, and you don't know, and that's actually not fair to them either, because you don't know if you have to pull from Ascension or whatever. So
well, think for maybe those who have been in a team sport like volleyball, football, basketball. Imagine if you're a coach, and you couldn't talk to any of your players, and you were trying to tell them what to do and what plays. Because if, like she said, in our case, we have 40, 50, 60, 80 people trying to compete against another clan of how many people. That's a lot of coordination.
Right.
Which is brand new to, like I said, it's brand new to me, probably brand new to anybody else maybe watching that isn't familiar with clans. Right?
I mean, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun. But, for those leaders that are trying to get it done, it's our responsibility as the clan to show up. And you know what? The thing that's like most important is to realize, and this, we all have lives. We all do, and that's, your lives come first. This is second. It is a game. It is a fun game. And I've come to realize that. And, I'm super passionate about it.
Let's just play a little Diablo Immortal trivia game off the cuff. Okay?
Okay.
So what is the difference between PvP and open world farming?
Well, that would be player versus player.
Very good. Ding, ding, ding.
And open world farming is where you are going around in a certain area trying to get different treasures.
By yourself.
By yourself.
Perfect. Wow. Very good. Who would have thought you would ever known those two? Let me think another thing. What is something called a war band?
A war band is your personal group that you meet with twice a week, where you go around and do raids in search of legendary items and other things. And it's a group.
It's a group within a group.
It's a group within a group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you got the clan, which is big, and then the
Yep.
raid. Very good. Another applause for that one. Two more. Let's think. How about, all right, for a Crusader, which is your class, what is more important, strength or intelligence?
Strength.
Very good. Wow. You're scoring 100% here. All right. And can you tell me what the difference is between a challenge rift and an elder rift?
Well, a challenge rift is something that you do by yourself against the clock. And there's a leaderboard within your class.
And do you know who the top demon hunter is for the last several weeks?
Well, it
on the
was
server?
you until
Correct.
you got knocked off.
No. I'm number
did you
one
get it
again.
back?
Yeah, I had it up on the screen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
50 seconds. No, wait, 40. I can't remember, 52. Anyway, so you're right about that. Very good.
Okay.
And then Elder Rift.
An Elder Rift basically is something that you need to do every single day for your daily tasks. And you can do those with other people. And
Very good.
I like them.
Well, one of your favorite things, maybe you can provide the this is like those school spelling bees, right? The brain game. Can you briefly describe what a hidden layer is?
Hidden layers pop up all of the time within something that you are already doing, and you go and you find them. You can do those by yourself, or you can invite other people to do them with you, and that is a place where you can find gems and other little treasures. There are 2 levels to it, so you complete the first level, you go down to the second level, and they're just extra little treasures of expeditions.
You are, unstoppable. I don't know. Okay. Let me maybe throw out maybe some more difficult one. So, let's see. Well, you're acing all these.
All right,
so let me think. All right. Can you briefly describe the difference of what a legendary gem is versus a standard gem?
Well, a standard gem is easy to find and is free. And those are things that you easily can upgrade every day. And a legendary gem is something that you have to work for and or pay for. And those are the things that give you lots of power and are more important for your gear. So it depends on your character and what you are working on, and that's what gives you the most power.
Awesome. Well, I tell you what, we're going to put some applause, and you just did a fantastic job. So, man, I'm impressed. Who would have said, however long ago, you'd be able to rattle off on camera with no rehearsal, 100%.
Thank you for the pop quiz.
On all of those questions.
As a teacher, I think I would have liked to have studied for that and given better answers.
Those are, how's better than acing, you know? Holy cow. All right, so fantastic.
Hey, I just really quickly wanted to introduce you to my two daughters. This is Hope Elizabeth Reign, and this is Faith Alessandra Joan. Girls, can you say hi?
Hi. Hi.
So they are 9 years old going into 4th grade and 6 years old going into 1st grade. And they are two of my biggest fans, and they're daddies.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Do I like to play Diablo Immortal?
Yeah, every single day.
Okay, we are going to go in this last segment, and we're going to wrap it up with some final thoughts. And by the way, Empress, you've done a great job. Hopefully it's super educational for everybody watching this. I think you're really an inspiration for everybody that kind of has a similar background as you, which is no background in gaming. So kudos to you.
Well, thank you, Galadriel.
You're welcome.
Anyhow, I guess what I would like to say in wrapping it up is thank you, everyone. I always get teary-eyed.
Yes, she does.
But to all the clan members out there, thank you for making this special for me. I really appreciate it. You're great friends. And thanks for making me love this. It's become a really big part of my life. It's also, a part of our kids' lives. We went on vacation, and it was fun because we've got some small characters, and we can play with our kids, ages 6, 9, 20, and 22. And it's fun when we can sit, as a family and do that too. But, you guys as an extended family, it's really special. And we really hope that many of you, all of you, will want to come on and talk about yourselves as well, so that we can get to know each other even more. Helene did such an awesome job.
Yay!
And I know many of you have said that you would be willing to do it, and maybe as inspirations after many more of you do it, some of the people that have been a little more quiet, you'll come out and do it as well, so that we can all get to know each other even more. So when we're at BG Datenight,
which is everybody, I think we're going to put a link in the YouTube to our server so people can join us for BG Datenight, and also another public. And before I go into that, first of all, Empress, she really put in the work. As you'll see if you know this game or don't know this game, there's a lot of work that goes into getting a character, and she took her character, from zero to one of the most, powerful characters in the clan. And this doesn't happen overnight, right? It's a lot of time. The biggest thing we say is education. So if anything, we're trying to educate people. And, there's a lot of really super talented, smart, unique individuals that, are part of our clan, this community. And it's our goal is to highlight them, because everybody's got special gifts. And so you've really done a great job, just as a, member, not just my, wife, that we're all proud of you, and all the kids, but everybody in the team. You really a really big contributor. You help everybody, and everybody in the clan helps. So it's just tremendous. You've just done a tremendous job, right, in terms of this game. Yeah. So something to be really, really, really proud of. Now taking a leadership role to advocate and let people know, right? It's not just people like me or, goofy gamers or whatever, right? It's, I would say at least there might be at least half of our team is female.
Yeah.
I mean, I would.
Even our kids, Hope will get up in the morning. Mom, did you level up last night? And that's pretty cool when you even have like your daughters, supporting you, and they'll say, "Oh, did you get past Daddy?"
Yeah.
And it's
they always say who's got the higher level, right?
Yeah. So that's a lot of fun too, and it's really cool to have a lot of women playing this, and that's inspiring also. It's not a guy's game. It's for all of us and all backgrounds, and I think that's really cool too.
Absolutely.
It's really special. So anyhow, and it's I will say this, it's a lot of fun to be able to do it with your husband.
That is true. Yeah. I mean, this game is it can be very time consuming. So you're right. If you don't have, this would be a good video, right, guys and gals, either way, to show your friend, spouse, significant other, hey, why don't you try this with me, right? Because it's such a time commitment. I think if just one person plays it, I mean, it's and I don't know if we're sitting here. I don't know if we're sitting here, more than a year later, if we weren't both playing this, because it is such a time, and it's an emotional commitment too. With you got all these friends, right, and other relationships online that go beyond gaming. I mean, one hopefully episode will have is Omri. Even though it's the end, Omri's cookies, Omri has some legendary
Delicious
cookies that she sends to us and other people, like Wits, who, is the cookie monster. He wants to eat all of them. But, you just make these special relationships. So anyway, I think we've kind of hit our time limit here. And so thanks for viewing. Thanks to our guest, in this case, Empress, my beautiful wife, Kara. And previously, Helene and many others that are already in line to speak with. So take care, and we'll hopefully see you in the game soon.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.